Now, and give you another view of hip-hop. Everybody at B-Boy Records, everybody was black folk. Let's give you a view. Everybody black. We all civil rights stuff, Black Panthered up, Malcolm X up, until the money came. The money fell. All of a sudden now, we not brothers no more. Older blacks are ripping off younger blacks. Me. They're older. They're our fathers. They're the ones that's supposed to be like, young blood, go here, dude, don't go there, don't. They raping us. Okay. Mike Goldberg introduces me to Barry Weiss. Oh, the synagogue was deep. Introduced me to Barry Weiss, another Jew. Just came out with a record company called Jive Records. Signed a little group called Houdini. Had a little noise with a record called Friends. And the Freaks Come Out at Night. They had joints out. And there was a little label, and that's what that was. Now here's the point. Jive says, I'll give you $300,000 to sign. But $150,000 of it has to go to B-Boy Records to get you out of the contract. So I'm like, now let me understand this. They're ripping me off. That's the reason I'm talking to you. I get money from you, and I got to give half of it to them who are still ripping me off. I thought about it, and the answer is what I'm telling you now. Sometimes you have to give up your best work to do all of your work. Criminal Minded, I wouldn't say it's my best work, but in hip-hop it is. The public opinion is that Criminal Minded was my best work. That was the groundbreaking album. That's what changed it. That's what it was. But to this day, I don't get paid for Criminal Minded. To sign to Jive Records, I had to give up the masters of Criminal Minded to the same people who were ripping me off. And I gave them $150 to get out. So they ripped me off, made another $150, and took the masters. I said, no problem. Why? Because I knew to myself that I had 15 more albums in me. And I said to my crew, they was like, this is crazy. Because even after the 150, I didn't even get 150. Scott LaRock's estate took $140-some-odd-thousand as well. No, not for I was left with $32,000 out of $300,000. And that's what I did by all means necessary with 32 grand. Now, you look at this. If I hadn't got stuck on Criminal Minded, I wouldn't be here today. It was a ripoff. It was injustice. It was blacks raping blacks. It was all of that. But I knew to myself, I said, well, I'm an MC. That album's one joint, man. I got tons of joints. I'm going to come out with my joint. Give me a chance. Give me get on Jive. I'll do my thing there. Got on Jive. I did my thing. Now, 18 years later, you think I care about the people that Criminal Minded? You know, to this day, they own the masters to Criminal Minded. To this day. To this day. Robbery. I'm being robbed right now as I speak to you. But does it affect me? Hell no. Matter of fact, I performed the record and helped them promote it. And they say, yo, y'all need to get Criminal Minded. Yo, why? Because now I got 26 gold and platinum records. Now I've produced damn near everybody in the industry. I'm now been around the world and I. So now does it really matter? Does it really matter my one joint? I got ripped off all through my life. And that's what I'm here to tell you. This business is about failure and rip-offs. And when you learn to manage failure and manage rip-off, you are indestructible. Never be afraid of the rip-off. Matter of fact, do your deals with those who are going to rip you off. I would even advise that. If a cat, but see, wait a minute. The only way to do this is if you really don't. Your lyrics, you got to be right. Whatever you saying or doing, DJ, whatever it is, you got to be top notch. This is only a conversation for the top notch.
There you go.
Okay, so
there you go.
I got a CD right here.
No doubt, and I'm gonna hear that too.
That's
Yeah, make sure I get that because I'm here to collect that. I'll get into that in a minute. Yes, bro.
Talk to these kids about the importance of technology and how leveraging the use of technology will kind of eliminate some of the rip-offs that are happening widespread.
You know, technology has freed hip-hop from the record companies. But like most medicines created by Western culture, there are some side effects. Woo, the side effects. Here's the side effects. No, here's the cure. The disease was corporate America raping us for our value. Album sells for $10.25, but just giving me 50 cents of it. You come here to Fat Beats, you sell it the Fat Beats for, or better yet, right? Well, I mean, whatever deal Fat Beats can get. Here's the ripoff, and this is $2.80 for the distributor, $7 and some change to the record company, and the artist gets 50 cents to $1. Now that was the disease. Okay? Internet came. Boom!
Bam.
Now, I can come from my crib like this. And the world can see me. So now, if I'm really hot, I can really be seen. I used to preach death to the record companies. And I got my way. They're over. But the internet is not necessarily a totally free ride. It offers bigger freedom, no doubt. Anybody in this room could be a star now. Anybody can be a millionaire off their invention and off their ingenuity. That's American. That's about the last American thing we got. The internet and hip-hop. That's about all America got. That freedom. But now here's the challenge. There used to be a time when human beings could eat by way of their own hands and mouth or feet. The more you depend on technology to eat, the more of a slave you become to the technology and the corporation that delivers that technology. We have become like RoboCop, where if you drop a human being in a forest right now, drop any of us in a forest, right? This helicopter lifts us up, drops us in a forest, just the way we are right now. We die. We would die in 2 days. We'd be eating. We'd get something, scrape our. We wouldn't know how to live in a natural environment, even though we're natural beings. So we've now reached the point where I can't live without my radio. And I can't live without my cell phone. And I can't live without the internet. And I can't live without a car. Or I can't live without light. I don't know how to function unless I plug it in and turn it on. And that plug in and turn on is my life. That's like I can't function. Like I cannot eat unless I have a phone. Like, you know, some people's whole business is the phone and the computer. And if the phone gets cut off or breaks, they cannot eat. Now, hip-hop takes this very seriously. And why do we take it seriously? Because hip-hop is the last of the human skills. If you are a teacher here today, and somebody asks you, or your school or your student asks you, why is it important to know hip-hop? Well, for what reason? I have nothing to do with this culture. I don't even like it. Why do I have to learn to rap? Why should I be a b-boy, b-girl, whatever? Here's the answer. Because hip-hop, its elements, are the last of the human skills. I could rhyme. I could say, I'll keep on bringing and singing into your ears, it's ringing and steaming, gleaming and dreaming, true and seeing with. I can say that with this note. I gotta put this down. I'll keep on bringing and singing into your ears, it's ringing. No technology to do that. But what I just said is worth $10.5 billion annually out my mouth.